All right, all right, all right, all right. So let's talk a little bit more about. I got a few things happened today. I got my wings, and like as soon as I got them, I was like, oh man, I need to make a video about this. It popped up. Like a lot of things that happened in the game since I make recordings on PC. It looks a lot better than on phone. Unless you watch a lot of videos on your phone, then like the phone recordings perfectly fill up the screen, so people prefer watching those if they're watching on phone. But I always watch YouTube on PC. But um, as soon as I got that, I was like, oh man, I wish I was recording now when that screen popped up because it was like a surprise. I thought it was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen right after the last time slot finished, and then the Monarch Day started, and then it wasn't until like 16 minutes in or 18 minutes into the Monarch Day that the screen popped up. So here we have one thing that's kind of cool is you can go to the Triumphal Arch, and one of these is for Battle of Constantinople. It shows the top 300, but here I'm the only. You have to do top 200 for the Red Wings, but here I'm the only one listed. Here it says top 300. It's kind of weird. Like I ended up in rank 151. There's some conflicting information here. I ended up in rank 151. You need 200 top 200 for the Red Wings. Here it says top 300, but then I got an email that said I placed in the top 100. I don't understand. I was ranked 151. You entered the season top 100 and received ranking rewards. But I was ranked, so we get 100, 200, 300. We get an email for 100, you get the wings at 200, and then you get the Arch of Triumph that shows the top 300. I'm confused. Usually everything lines up in this game. Um, I'll go to this real quick and show that my rank was 151. I wasn't in the top 100. So, like, I think they got some typos or something. I don't know. Go here, personal ranking, season ranking, 151. So I was 147 before round four, and I was really hoping that I didn't drop out of the top 200. But I got my second, our last balk that we did. I got my second highest score that I'd ever gotten in balk. The highest I've ever gotten is only like 26,000 something, but I scored 26,000 again, so it was pretty good. Here it will show. Oh, 27,000. So I scored. I don't know when I got that score, but I got 26,000 something in round four. We actually faced, like, my alliance faced the strongest team we've ever faced. Like, we only had 11 of our guys in there for like the first hour, and then the 12th one finally joined, and they ended up having 15 in. But when I say the strongest alliance, the strongest team we ever faced, they had like almost 10 people that were over 3 billion power, but they didn't all enter in at the same time, and I ended up zeroing, like some of them entered in like with like 40 minutes left. Like, there was only me, I think, like five or six of them to start, and like they slowly trickled in, and I was able to zero most of them. I ran out of troops. And then I ended up healing. I healed, like, I had a couple of them that I almost zeroed, but the guys teleport. It's all about at my level. It's all about tagging the buildings and stuff. So it takes a while to find these guys again. And then I ended up healing like 300 or 400 days worth of healing speed ups just so I had enough troops to zero a couple of their other guys that were low. But I ended up zeroing like all of their guys except for two of them. They had 15 total, and they had like right around 10 of them that were right around 3 billion to 4 billion power. I zeroed all. I'm only 7 billion power, but I have pretty good, pretty high percentage buffs. Um, because in battlefields, if you're doing solo attacks, one thing that's awesome about it compared to SVS is, you run into this guy to get a power exchange. All your troops are gonna die. You're hitting their keep, so you're not gonna zero their keep, but all of your subsidy generals don't die. Where in SVS they all die each time. You got to go to your shrine and revive them, unless you have dragons assigned to them. I only have dragons assigned to two of mine. So it's kind of nice, like in battlefields, as soon as your attack hits, you don't have to wait for your march to come back for your subsidy generals to be in the next march. So as soon as your attack hits and you get the battle report, you can immediately send the next march. So I'll hit with, I've watched people's videos or whatever, and I see the top ranked clans. They rally with siege, then they rally with range, then they rally with mounted. So that's what I do now. I hit it with siege first, then I hit it with range, then I hit it with mounted. I just rinse repeat that over and over again. But yeah. So I got my wings today. I have where I'm at right now is I have my first troop building upgrading to level 40. It's the stables. Just because I want to have T15 mounted troops to kill like the higher power monsters in the game without having to use a march size capacity. But I'm not gonna do the other troop buildings for T15s. I'm just gonna keep 40 for a while and build troops. But right now, like during the next Monarch Day, Monarch competition troop training day, I'm gonna make a full march of T15 mounted, like 15 or like 4 million of them, 4 million something of them, and then the rest, I'm gonna make a ton of layers of archers, like T12 through 14 archers. So I have 112 plus 9, so I have and then I'll get 10% when I open. So I have like 130 billion ore because mounted use ore the most, and then I get 120 billion lumber, and then I have enough stone and food to make a bunch of troops. So this next troop training, or this next troop training monarch competition, I'm gonna make a ton of mounted. Hopefully, well, I know I need about 90 billion to make like around 4 million of them, and then I want to make a bunch of T12 mounted. So hopefully I'll be able to score my highest score in box so far has been 27,507. You need for Council of State, for the Senate, for the unlock for one of these, maybe I think it's this one. Is it this one? No, that's Battle of Guatemala. This one is, yeah, Battle of Constantinople. You have to win and score at least 30k points. So hopefully after I make all those troops, I'll be able to score close to 30k points each time in Bach and unlock this because I have a fully ascend siege general ready to go in one of these slots. Um, but yeah, so like where I'm at right now is I have a ton of siege troops built, right? Like I have enough siege troops built where I can do 10 full marches, like 200% march size marches of siege. I can do 10 of those marches before I start running out of siege troops. And I only have enough ranged and mounted because like I was saying, you want to hit with siege and then ranged and then mounted, right? I only have enough ranged troops and mounted to hit like in a full march size. I only have enough ranged and mounted troops to hit like to do like 3 or 4 marches of each. So I need way more archers and mounted. I think if I get it to the point where I have enough troops to do 10 marches of each, I'll be able to zero just enough more players. Like most of the Battle of Constantinople and Guadalajara we have, I usually end up. What happens is, so I'm like the highest power guy at our alliance by far. No one's even close to us, close to me, because I'm in like the fourth. I'm in like the fourth powered alliance in total on our server. So we're kind of a lower power alliance. I don't know if anyone's even 2 billion, but and they just made me the leader of this alliance like last week. Like a bunch of the rank fours were pushing for it and talking about it for a few weeks just because the alliance leader we did have hardly ever played and he was like super low power. So they wanted me to become the leader, which isn't a bit, the biggest of deals. Um, but yeah, I'm the leader now, and usually, what I was gonna say is usually the way our box go before I got off on that tangent is we go in there and like all the other members, they go around and tag all the buildings and try to keep like the whole map blue. And what I do is I pretty much zero like all their big guys, right? Like the other teams, like all their dudes. I zero all their dudes, and then when all their when all the opponents when all the opponents are almost dead, are virtually all dead. This will be pretty short into the timer. 2 hours is kind of long. I think they should cut it down to like 90 minutes for battlefields. But 20 minutes in or whatever, once like all their guys have been zeroed once or close to all their guys, then what we'll do is we'll have everyone just reinforce as many buildings as they can. So in the first 15 to 30 minutes of it, everyone's just teleporting across around on the map, kind of playing like solo, like as they whatever they feel like they need to do for while I'm killing everybody off. They play like that, and we're matched up. We're matched up about against fairly reasonable opponents. At least we were prior to this last. We won this last block, but like if that whole team had started together at the beginning, they would have crushed us. They only zoned in with like five, and then like maybe every 10 minutes or so, they had one more person join, something like that, and I was able to zero nearly all their guys by the time all their guys were in, and it worked out good. But yeah, that's basically our strat. And the reason why we get matched up like pretty good is because our overall. I think the way it does the matchups is your overall power. It obviously has to be the same time slot, but the overall power of your team members that are signed up. I think I think that's the determining factor. It must be the determining factor of who you get matched up against. And since the overall power of my team, isn't that much, like 50% of the power is me, right? So like we usually get matched up against opponents where I can zero like most of their team, other than maybe, a couple of players. If they have like a 6 billion, keep 40 or something, I'll have some trouble, finishing those guys off. But once I build these troops, I think once I have 10 marches of siege, range, and mounted, I think I'll have enough troops to zero any opponents we're faced up against, anytime soon. None of my guys are big spenders, so none of their power is going to increase a lot. And I think the amount of troops I'm going to make is only going to increase my power by like 1.5 billion, 1.4 billion, something like that. It's not going to be a lot of power increase. But yeah, this is a couple things I wanted to talk about. Oh, and then another thing is I got lucky today. I got lucky. So I got I got in the top 100 the first day of the cultural event, and I got five of these, and then I got five again today. Well, this is another thing that I wish I was recording when it happened. So I went to the historic city, and you get five and five, you get 10. Well, obviously that's nowhere close enough to get the historic city, but like you can buy one of the epic city keys, which will give you a random a random epic city. Like some of the times in these cultural events, you can only buy the fragments of like Russia or Japan, but then when they have different cultural events, then you can actually get the random epic key. And when I opened that, I wish I was recording when I opened that because I opened it like right after the previous video, and I got a Japan. I got a Japan when I opened. Where is it? I got a Japan key when I opened that. So you can tell that this isn't one that I won because like all the other ways that you get these, it says that it will open itself in 24 hours, and it doesn't say this. So I got lucky and I got a Japan. I just I already have full gold cities. I already have all the gold cities I want. I have like four gold Japans, but I'm going to convert this one into fragments right now, and I'm going to do the first spectacle of. You need to get three more to fully spectacle one. I'm gonna do the first spectacle. It's kind of weird. You need five and then eight, so you actually need to have you need to get two more before you can do the first two. But you only have to do three total or I think it's three. Five and eight, that's 13. 13, ooh, oh, 13 plus 27. Oh, that's 40. That's 40. So you have to get four more to fully spectacle. I was thinking it was only three more. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot to get those full spectacles done. But I'm not gonna. I'm on continent 6, and people are spending an absurd amount of money during the cultural city events. Like it's crazy how much people are spending. Like there's a guy. The first day yesterday, there's a guy that had he had spent over $20,000 that day. Like he had bought over 200 packages, $99 packages in one day. Bought over 200. I wish I had showed it. Like it's an absurd amount of money. Like you're buying, or wait, was it over 200 or was it over 100? No, it was over 200. It was $20,000 because he had an absurd amount of points. He had an absurd amount of points. He had like 4 million points or something. It's crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna do spectacle this. Use it. All right. So yeah, I'm just going for full spectacles on all gold subsidies that I want. I'll eventually get it over time. You know, I'm always buying the regular event packs that give you those things to bid in the pools for the keys. So I'm just going to go for full spectacles and, you know, eventually complete that over time. I'm not going to go crazy. And like, there's only so many double downs. Like, these guys spending this ridiculous amount of money. There's only so many double or triple down coupons. They're buying a ridiculous amount of packages with no double down or triple down coupon. So this is the second day of the event. Like, this is nothing. This is nothing compared to yesterday. Yesterday there was someone at like, I think it was 2 million points in rank one. I wish I could show what is 2 million points or 4 million points. I don't know. I took out a calculator, did the calculation. Guy had spent over, like, he had over, because it's 2.5 million points per $99, 25K gems you package, you purchase, right? And it was over $20,000 in one day. And then that doesn't even give you the castle. That doesn't even give you the city. You still gotta place at least top the top 50. You still gotta place top 50 another day to get 10 more. They only give you 20 for coming in first. That's crazy. They only give you 20 for coming in first. Like, I wonder how many people actually end up getting in the historic city each event, because in total in total, like, 'cause there must be some mix and matches, right? Like, not the exact amount of fragments that go out get converted into 30 keys. Like, there must be guys coming in first place sometimes, and then also coming in 2 through 10, they're getting like 35. There must be guys that end up with like, they come in, they come in rate rate 50 twice, and then they come in rate 51 through 100 once, and they only get 25. Like, this is such a bad event. This is such a People spend so much money, and just the way I think about it is like, if you compare these stats, now there's been a couple like very significantly awesome subsidies, like the one that came out during the Napoleon event was amazing. It was like in-city troop hit points of all troops of 50%. That's pretty that's pretty good. But if you compare this to like um a full spectacled, city of the regular gold subsidies, plus all of the extra packages you'd have to purchase with no double down or triple down, and all the extra, everything you would have gotten had you made those purchases over time and gotten all those extra resources from those packages. Like, people go crazy on this event. People go crazy. So they haven't spent a lot today. Of course, people spend, a lot of it right near the end of the timer. We're only 3.5 hours into this next Monarch Day. But yeah, I wish you can't see the previous days, can you? Yeah. I wish I could show yesterday's. I wish I could pull up yesterday's. Like, it was crazy how many points rank one was like 4 or 5 times as many points as rank two, something like that. But yeah, I got those wings. Got lucky and got that Japan key. Um, oh, and then another thing that's kind of cool is so this new dragon, he's better for he's better for mounted than the one I'm currently using for mounted. And actually, I didn't realize until looking at it again, but this was actually decent for siege machine. This one's actually decent for siege machine because it's got like your siege machine march. It's got siege machine there, and then it has I haven't leveled it up. It's got siege machine two more here, so it's actually pretty decent. I've been running an issue where I had so when I swapped this one to Nidhogg, I could put this one on my siege march, which this was almost level 15. I'll have to do all the refines, and I'll have to level up that talent. Um, this one's leveled up a bit, which doesn't help me at all for the siege march, but I'll have to level up that. And once I swap to that, once I level up that new dragon, do his talents and refines, and have this dragon set up for siege, I'll get quite a big increase. Because what I've been doing is I've been swapping between Dragon of Thieves or Behemoth King on my siege march, and Dragon of Thieves for siege march, I think it only has two stats. Yeah, those are both in city. Yeah, it's just got these two right here. It's just got those two. And then obviously you have the percentages here, and you have the the statistics. But all this stuff is good for all this stuff affects your troops in city. So yeah, I want to swap that to my wall general. Like a lot of these first dragons you get, they all kind of suck. They got like mixed troops. They got like mixed troops. It's like what's this guy's talent? Or not talent, but this thing. Like it gives you a range troop and a ground troop. It's like okay. Although this one's pretty decent for range because it has march size capacity, which is nice, but then it has three more range here. So that one's actually pretty decent. Although it's kind of like, why are you giving me ground troop defense here? Like that's useless, right? And then this one, range troop and mounted troops, so that's mixed too. And then if you go here, range troop and mounted troop again, that's mixed. And then this is in city. So like, were they thinking you're supposed to use this as your wall general dragon before you have Thebes? I assigned him to one of my sub-city generals, so I have a sub-city general that doesn't die during SVS on failed attacks. I just assigned him to my best sub-city general. Yeah, and then we went over that one already, and then this one is like, what's this one? This one's kind of mixed too. Okay, it's got ground troops. It's got two things for ground troop, but then in rally mounted. And then you get ground troop and in rally mounted again. And then ground troop and mounted troop attack on monsters. Like why? Like is anyone running a ground troop mounted troop half and half march? I know that we have the the monarch gear for it, marching mounted troop and ground troop. It suggests that like there should be a good combination to use like ground troops and mounted troops in the same march. That shit doesn't work. That's just broke dick. It don't work. And you can give us a dragon with mounted troop and ground troop effects also. And then they have the same thing with ranged troop and siege machine. That they get the monarch gear for that. You know, they have all the types of monarch gear: ranged troop and siege machine, ground troop and mounted troop. And then like a lot of the generals, like if you have a siege general, it'll be like end range troop defense. It'll be like siege, siege attack and siege and range troop defense. A lot of generals are set up that that way as well. They'll be like mostly mounted troops or mostly ground, and they'll have some mounted stats to them. But like none of those marches work. Are they supposed to? All the gear and a lot of the general's attributes suggest those marches are supposed to work, and then you get them. Then you get the mixed. Then you get mixed stats on a bunch of the dragons. I don't know. It just this is just coming from a guy that's only played the game for a little bit more than half the year, kind of learning while I'm going and questioning things I see in the game. I tried all that stuff starting out, like trying to get that stuff to work, like seeing the mounted and ground on the gear and the mounted and ground on generals and trying like mounted and ground marches, and they don't perform good at all on monsters or in PvP. Maybe like maybe like holding a building, but for holding a building, like I use I use a ground and ranged combo. That's what I use to try to like lock down a building. Mounted and the ground don't work. I mean, I haven't tried much for like reinforcing defending a building, but I assume it doesn't do perform too well. Or siege and range probably ain't too good either. But anyways, all right, those are all the things I want to talk about. I want to make another video. I was excited. I got those wings today. Got lucky with that Japan key. So it's a good day overall. Hope you guys had a good day as well. Thanks for watching.